Abusian for native for a high Alpha OneTV channel first time about so in the book and so subscribe your mind. Say being news banner should be a big notification phone so I'm sure so a man visual be share more down for so and you better for me and can some sort of thing. You need send and Rebecca a year in some about a chief just a Torkonoo the court a year Supreme Court near the Lema a year. The power now see a bar for Bonnie at the Atin CG right now. Now in him say a year case in a coin my boss and not to a good say na a quackway in him go say that come one course on quackway challenge the suspension of the CG no. Now say no a year NDC forges or moon a year emra and I married on my barbontin or mocase. A beer, she was saying the and resign. No more put the pressure on or so punches so resign immediately. Now after say I had that a case in the court and you say I NDC for the we need that case because that those and yaman on the course on more challenge the Mahama canon. I want to see anger. The NDC for kind and one of Mudiso, the air constitution air cannot as a Mahama the air follow and one of Mudiso and found on baby and yard befa. On Akroma demonstrating for our economy and befa. And no movie no na Rebecca a year doctor Ezato about one thing or say. Or a political a year analytic and or say that a year suspension of the siege no a year Rebecca from no can stay we say a year obeko like a done deal or bed obeko or pilum or co. You need CGBIF and a chief at the Torkonoo be a former. Na so many name free hope back in TV in camera no wawe obe bungo do ya patch or say ni man or kafa chief and Torkonoo see be in a phone or patch out. Would him send out on the baba back. Is NDC for ni become pokase. Say my man nim no the neighbor baka or my giant this yamanukono. Come near kuti Dr. Zato. Yeba nedem come try at us.
We are still waiting for his confirmation on the appointment. Yeah, it's very important.
Okay.
Chairman Ava and Alhaji Rauf. Roland,
yes, sir.
I think that it was a right decision that the court has taken yesterday. I believe that, yes, I think what is happening, it is clear that government comes, government goes. And if you have been appointed by a particular government, and now that we have a new government, if the new government policies and programs are different from what we were serving in the past. So I think the decision that was taken yesterday should not be rescinded by any person, be he the president or the government itself. But Roland,
yes,
see, as for the woman herself, I think she should have even resigned. Long time. She didn't be wasting time by now because she has personally admitted in her own speech that the law is the law. So now that they are applying the law, no matter what amount of maybe noise that has been given or that has been made by people within her own government, it shouldn't be following this. So I think that we must, giving respect to this law. It should work and it should stay and she must go because her time has come, she must go. So I believe that the decision taken yesterday was perfect and must be accepted by all. Thank you very much.
And Peter T, thank you for the call. But again, the lines are still opened. You might have been following all the issues from the court yesterday. Lord Edwin Asari was in court, brought us up to speed with the latest. And that decision also means that order suspending the operation of the warrant for the suspension of the chief justice reportedly issued by the president until the hearing and final determination of the instant action. And following that, those relief being sought by Vincent Akwasefwa, the court says that, well, really, we're not going to grant that. And that also literally means that the president will still have his orders, that decision again being sustained, because the committee has now been put in place, and subsequently they'll be sitting, the Chief Justice alongside her legal representatives will be facing that committee. But we have another caller. What's your name?
Only one direction, saying that unanimous. But these people, they don't have people. But let me tell you, Roland.
Yes, sir.
If President President John Dramani Mahama did not remove this Chief Justice, I will resign for the NDC. Because we know our left and right. John Dramani Mahama done nothing wrong with this removal of the Chief Justice. He just nothing wrong about removal of the Chief Justice, Madam Torkonoo. She knows very well that she doesn't understand our constitution. Because when you bring the parliament issue into court, look at how you rule it. So you know very well that if you have a Fórced, you're a real Ghanaian. When you sit for the vetting committee and they ask you that question, and she refused to answer the question, and she's saying that if you have a Ghana Fórced, you are not a real Ghanaian. Is it true? It's a fact thing, and we don't need in our country. We need to remove him quickly, not suspension. We are tired for you see how they do the demonstration, and these people to save the chief Ghana judiciary. How many judges and President John Dramani Mahama appointed, and you started saying that save the judiciary? Save the judiciary for what? And if we remove him, if you want, you can go to court. Go to court. Tell them they should go to court.
Please end for me.
Something tells me deep down, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana didn't want to go down this path. What deep down I believe that this Chief Justice has become a victim of circumstances.
I don't understand.
She is a means to an end. The end is to get rid of the EC boss and all her deputies.
Who told you that?
Again, I'm reading the political leaflets. You said I'm a political scientist, so I observe, I watch, I analyze, I say these things. So that's the means. Now, there are hawks in every political party has what we call hawks and maybe doves. And then you have those in the middle. The hawks want everything extreme, the doves are, and then those in the middle. I want to believe that in this debate on these particular issues, the hawks within the NDC and the government have won. And they've been able to convince the president. They've won. Because I don't think that His Excellency the President will want a removal of a Chief Justice to be part of his record. He's done so much for the governance of this country. He has been on all arms of this government. From I hear him, he was once an assemblyman all the way to NPP.
Not that you hear, he was.
Oh, he was. So what I'm saying is that he has invested a lot of his adult life in the governance of this country, and I don't think this is what he wants to be the main thing. Right now, if you look at the amount of space, and if you look at the amount that have been discussed on this, I don't think this is what he wants. So personally, I want to believe that the Hawks have won him over, and that the process is that it is a means to an end, and that the end here is that get this one. So this woman genuinely, the Chief Justice, doesn't deserve this. But then again, it's politics. Everything here, everything we are trying to see about going to court and about coming to the, no, that is politics in action. Right there is politics, because you are seeing that the weaponization of the legal process to achieve a political objective. That is what is happening.
What do you mean by weaponization? There were suits that were put before the president.
Yes.
And based on what the Constitution indicates, and petition, and then the precedent that has been set by his predecessors, he just did the same.
Look, I'm saying, good, again, I'm saying that, fortunately...
Because the president, in the matter of Ç just also said he was a conveyor belt.
That's the next point.
So John Dramani Mahama, I perceive, was just a conveyor belt.
You actually lead me to where I was going with this. The whole argument seems to be this. If you watch it now and you watch carefully, it's like, blah, 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 ç, blah, 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 ç, blah, 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 ç was removed, so this one has to be removed. Blah, 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 ç has been removed. So it made it look like there is no other defense that once that has happened, is going to be. In public policy analysis, we call it path dependency. There's a theory called path dependency theory that says that confronted with any problem, policymakers look to the past. That history matters. They see what happens. That whenever they have to look at this, Pearson and Ç have said that, look, you have to look at that mostly, especially when it's a challenging issue. It has never happened before until Ç happens. And once that happens, a Pandora's box has now been opened. And that Pandora's box is that because Ç was removed, Precisely because those processes were invoked to remove her. This woman too has gone.
Before Charlotte said there was the commissioner for the...
You are just confirming what I'm saying. You are just confirming what I'm saying. You are just confirming the theory.
Political scientist.
Yes, you are just confirming what I'm saying.
In the ecosystem of the political environment, aren't actions taken by duty bearers based on precedents and past events, as well as what the tenets of the law do in the case?
And I've just told you that. We studied that one we call path dependency.
So why do you say it is politics?
But that is politics. The decision to do... Look,
you mean the decision to remove Charlotte say was political?
It was political.
Okay.
The decision to remove that one is political because ultimately...
So does it mean that it was premeditated?
What I'm saying... Of course, you didn't just wake up and remove her. Somebody sent a petition, you looked at it, you premeditated, and then you remove her.
So it was premeditated?
No, you send a petition, I read the petition, then I act on it. I've premeditated on it. I don't know what you are premeditating.
So was it premeditated? The decision to remove Charlotte say...
Define premeditation. What do you mean? I don't know. Somebody sends a report...
What do you think premeditation?
I don't know. That's why you know.
For English, it means it's preconceived.
Yes. It was
it preconceived?
The moment you send a petition to somebody...
Dr. Sato, I ask you a specific question.
My answer is that the moment you send a petition... When you send a petition...
the second precedent for removing such... petitions are not organs of state.
Roland, petitions are not
premeditated.
Petitions are not sent by accident. You don't accidentally say, oops, I've sent a petition to Solomon. No, you premeditated it. You want the woman to move, then you send a petition. Have you ever heard about accidental petition? I've never heard about it. So once you've sent a petition, it means you're premeditating that the person should be removed. And then the final decision, so for me, that is what happens. The woman, it is down to go. And then it says, this path dependency, the fact that history matters, and the fact that policymakers mostly look for the point of least resistance, that is to quote history to justify what they are doing, will now become one of the biggest issues or concerns with the second coming of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Because you can justify both quantitatively and qualitatively that Charlotte say yes and the Shira Human yes. They did not occupy a separate and equal arm of government. Charlotte was part of the bureaucracy of the central government, central administration. Shiraj was a part of that central government. This is the first time under this constitution that somebody who belongs to an equal, separate arm of government has been removed. Also historical. Two different things. As I said, quantitatively it can be the same, but we can go into the qualitative aspects. Since 1992 up to this stage, not Jerry John Rawlings, not Kufuor, not Professor Mills, may he so rest in perfect peace, not Kufuor, has removed an equal and separate member arm of the government. This is the first time. And it's going into history. But
she hasn't been removed, she's been suspended. So I want... Again,
if you follow my, I'm saying that is a done deal. If she's not done, I'll come here and I'll apologize. I'm saying she'll go. She's gone.
Okay.
This is the problem about touching that arm of government. If you want to touch the Speaker of Government or the Speaker of Parliament, it's okay, it's politics. Because the Speaker of Parliament has what? Let me say foot soldiers, political foot soldiers who can rise up and defend him. The Speaker of Parliament has one of the biggest platforms to defend himself if you want to touch him. You want to touch that arm.
Sato, aren't you indicting your argument? You're a political scientist,
yes.
A distinguished one. You say for an independent arm of government, like the judiciary, touching or petitioning the president, which leads into processes of her removal or his removal, should not be done.
I didn't say that.
But then
I didn't say it shouldn't be done.
But then
I didn't say it shouldn't be done.
But then you say that for the Speaker of Parliament, who also is a leader or head of one of the organs of government, because that person is a politically exposed person, it is right.
No, I didn't say that too.
Then what are you saying?
I'm saying that there are different. Good. So let me make the point. If you want to touch, there are three equal and separate arms of government: judiciary, executive, legislature. The judiciary, the executive and the legislature are political by nature. And so they have political parties to rise up, defend, and support them. They have political constituencies whose main objective is...
The widely experienced lecturer and then 10 Supreme Court Judge, Justice Henrietta Mensah Bonsu, as well as Justice Ernest Gau, who are also outside the court processes and in the court of public opinion had been singled out for criticism, etc., because of the role he played in the New Patriotic Party, subsequently as an experienced lawyer. As a president has that right, that's per what the Constitution mandates. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as president, then nominated and subsequently appointed to the Supreme Court, or dissenting. But the acting Chief Justice, Paul Bafoboni, as well as Justice Yoni Kolende, and then Justice Amadou Tanko. So within that were proceedings coming out with that judgment, 3-2. Varied views there. Very interesting so far, but there's good reason for that. But it's also elicited a lot of discussions and then criticism. What do you say yourself as you watch us? I have to first, and I have to go to Dr. Zato. Dr. Zato.
Yes.
I'll say that because, well, you as a political scientist, somebody who does the assessment, etc., what would you say are your foremost observations so far from the proceedings up to the court event itself?
Thank you very much, Roland, and good morning to all your listeners. I'm happy that this morning's panel, I don't know, the prof is not a lawyer, maybe Solomon's a lawyer, so we are lay people who are here to do this lay thing, so that probably...
Because of what you said, we'll be having legal practitioners.
Okay, don't spoil it for us.
Okay.
No, don't spoil it for us. Let's pocket lawyers.
Let's
have our
So because I wanted to bring
No, we are fine. We don't need reinforcement. We don't need reinforcement. We are good.
Director of law school.
I think we are good.
Okay.
Look, what I have to say is this. If you remember, I was here on this platform when the first petition was brought against the Chief Justice. And I'm going to say it again. It's a foregone conclusion. It's done. The Chief Justice is gone. There will be a new Chief Justice, let me say, by the end of the year. It's gone. It's complete.
I don't understand. You spoke to
the process,
to the committee?
I'm just saying that the process, watching all the leaflets and watching everything going on, this Chief Justice is gone. She's out. She's not going back to her office. Maybe she's going to be just to pack her things if she didn't pack all of them. But as the Chief Justice, it's done. It's finished. Oderana is gone, complete. She's not coming back as a Chief Justice.
We shall for any attention, NDC for a year kunim ranima to say, ranim near to nim rapamide or my barbontin, Ekikasan Simuante, and some no macanania brie pana, uti and sema or can I say. Chief Justice Torkonoo nyado of Babaku. Because so Babaka Anja or no, NDC for him the field or no. As on one can say, Mono be Jainisi, Nabi Brains obey the Bijay. No real no Dr. Zato de Burem. And just also nim a yemra pan or cassette. Niema a yemha mayan on from quine. And so NPP before your margin say, oh, a Bible for bar no much change a Chief Justice no. A Bible for bar no much change Chief Justice no. The question that we are asking is say, Tamanana a year for our pointing a year to the Rebecca. It did not type kaka. Then time nana a for appointed CJ in time no. At a mess by no. Or one change that a CJ no. One change that CJ no. See as a not now wow could this way or corner pension. But we know, yes, or corner pension, but name be a white general. I say, try no. And now for a petition, police for a petition, yeah, they say, Nima no, you know, many John to me the meaning for. The information that you compare on record me will say that petition is as if you are covered the time, but I can find one at Janko. Is as something more bush and bobinti. I know it is alleged more bush and bobinti on person made. Being a feel now I partisan police away Supreme Court. In our can for song in the own free hole. And that a at CG one here bear confirm so on a bedding obey CG currently. No, we no can say, and now Supreme Court has some na a year before the court Supreme Court na, but for Bonnie Tinasam no so. What shares any almost year ruling na is not a come up because that a the court is on quite challenge the a year the NDC for a and answer the John Dramain Mama a so to be removing from office no. I must say that process now NDC for first the right process. Na that challenge no dey base on my challenge said the and this for any nyan o man bo ato atwene ba bi krampo e ko fa nim go asie ene bae ana Dr. Zato e kase niema o mo ye di yi e ye shout say fi ho ɛna ɔbɛte bla 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 shout us ne yine free it is all kasa asɛm no ne yine free na manfo ka petition no kwampo shout us kwampo for ne ni ayɛ ehu na so mu yine free enzo ene ekosi sen ampene po mu yine for the time na si jano wona Sofia Akufu kache shout us say ODT bia no me da o ma de petition be ma no de kosi sen o ma fama no no me ya no mu yine free ni portrait petition company ni din kwampo ni so ɛna mu yine free na kwampo nya petition bi one kasa request over 7 days I bet on better that petition mu nyina wie mama say oh damn me ma 3 days I can't 10 days for you mu wie then time me send that petition letter na koma cancel state for and I'm so the issue asem mu nyina wie korea no say oh suspend no you see me hammer the ne be suspend no some suspend cancel state for na advice mama so the almost suspend no and I'm penny am almost suspend no you say me a wa payo na bibisa no me dem suspend no almost suspend no because of say name be on my why that petition let him no anything no more suspend no we no can say si Jenny pa me sama back pan there and the grow no moody no matter the noise or me make it as CJ na ngasa attack no the law is the law. Ni panse the law is the law. Mo ha on any demonstration be ba man for twitwa mo za ba man for zoom no. No we no say CJ. O ma conclude am say okọ. Ono akasa conclude. So saba maka oba be in camera I dey apologize to CJ Torkonoo. Akwase akwakwa say ni ma ho ka no na ni abre pa yin wo sana na wo si kwampo ntina kwani mu yi na wo shiki na ni abre pa na wakasa. No, we not say President John Dramani should sack it immediately. Else NDC will collapse because in part of the some big giant man sacking out. We can't put a threat pan or she. Also one second on big giant NDC. I just say some more cano. Pressure on the good chief just to Torkonoo James on it on resign immediately. I know she but yet in some more can't just a bit my chair dream. Or coming, so it's been so I share more down for so near Biashi. I have 4 Akroma.